Hey, all right, we are live again. Hey guys, greetings. Dirk here with Psychedelic Solutions. Appreciate you being here. Let me just adjust this 1 second. Cool, much better. We just want to again say thanks, give you a little bit of the skinny on who we are and what we're doing here. And it's Halloween, so Jack o' lantern, that's a mushroom too, the one you wouldn't want to eat, make you pretty sick. But anyway, we want to talk to you about growing gourmet mushrooms and psychedelic solutions. That's what we do. We'll do some question and answer. If anybody does have questions about how to do this, we offer all the products on our site at psychedelicsolutions.net with the all-in-one grow bags and the kits and everything to keep it very, very simple. We just grew a ton of Pia mushrooms, black poplar mushrooms, and we posted the video. You'll see that on YouTube as well. And also, if you click on that platform and we get us up over the quick 50 mark, then we can go live there as well, which we plan to do. But I want to tell you who we are and again introduce myself. Some of you have seen these videos. I'm a certified executive chef and certified culinary administrator. I used to run hotels and country clubs and own my own restaurants, did some of that stuff. And I also became an absolute raging alcoholic in the process. And when I say that, I'm not turning this into like a recovery meeting or anything like that, but I'm telling you, man, I did this shit for 35 years and died 4 times in the process. So anyway, that's what saved my life. And like I read about it and I started doing my research and I'm going, no way, that's not, no. And it worked and it did. So pretty cool. So anyway, I kind of at that point changed the whole trajectory of the career and we launched psychedelicsolutions.net and started a mycology supply company and also certified to forage and sell wild mushrooms in 9 states in the Southeast. And we take people out and play in the woods and find mushrooms and then cook them and do 7-8 course dinners and throughout the Blue Ridge Mountains areas like that. So that's kind of cool. But as far as what we do with Psychedelic Solutions, if you cruise on over to the platform, you'll see we have all the cultures under Liquid Lightning and Psychedelic Solutions brand. So we've got the gourmet mushrooms and all that fun stuff, the Piopinos and lion's mane, the pink oysters, blue oysters, golden, beautiful stuff. And it's fun. It's interesting to watch the whole process and understand how it works. And then as you dive deeper into that category and go down that rabbit hole, there's just a lot of real interesting stuff to learn. At least it has been for me. It's like, I don't want to say I got bored cooking, but I fed a half a dozen presidents, United States presidents, and I don't say that lightly because I guess that's weird when there's only been like 50 some of them, and I got already cooked for 6. So what? I don't need to go compete and win medals because I did that. I got a whole bunch of them. I don't need another one. So I got a little stagnant with that aspect of my life, and then I go into this whole mycology thing, and it's just like, geez, this is so much I never knew. And I have to, unfortunately or fortunately, I have to stay focused on that because I need a whole nother lifetime to like study a whole nother molecule, and I don't have time. So I'm going to stick with just this one for however many days I have left to stick around and do it. Some of the stuff you're going to see on the site, the all-in-one bags, which are completely sterilized. They have a grain medium and substrate in the same bag, sealed, sterilized with a self-healing injection port. So we created the environment for mycelium to grow and thrive where you can't contaminate it, or you have to try desperately to contaminate it. So we've taken a lot of the effort and the air out of that as well. We do bundle packs on all the cultures, and we also have some holiday sales and things. So, if you want to put something interesting on the Christmas tree, it's pretty cool, and the biggest thing I can tell you, we've made it virtually foolproof, but it's still just imperative to work clean, be clean, use lots of 70% isopropyl alcohol. It's cheap. doesn't evaporate as fast as the 91%. So you can, use it liberally, and it doesn't cost you a whole lot at all. And that way when you inoculate the products and you put all the effort into making it happen, you'll have success as well. And there's nothing worse than spending all the time, and it's not a lot of money, but it's the time and the excitement, and then all of a sudden it's like, shit, how did I contaminate it? Well, you won't if you follow the directions, more than likely, but you might. And if you do, so what? You go back and do it again. We have monotubs available as well when you want to do a little more volume. But here's the cool thing: now that we've got this live platform, I'm going to do a DIY, do it yourself, and show you how to make them. Because I'd actually rather have you make them. I'm happy to draw them out for you and ship them to you, but I don't have to. You can do that stuff at home, and then you can actually use the all-in-one bags as a block. As opposed to just fruiting in the bag, and that's also a success, and we'll show you how to do that. So there's just fun stuff to do, and we'll learn as we go too, because I'm going to know more tomorrow than I do right now, and that's just the neat thing about this. There's just and by the way, everything we know now, in 10 years from now, we're probably going to say, oh, that was probably all wrong, because everything just keeps changing. We're learning more and more, and what any mycologist, and I don't claim to be a mycologist. I claim to be a mushroom enthusiast, because I don't want to take that designation from somebody that's even more qualified than I. And I just don't want to do that. But I will tell you, any mycologist that's worth their salt will tell you the same thing they told me, and I work with a bunch of them. And that is that we don't know anything at all yet. Everything we think we know, we're just learning, man. We know we're at the tip of the iceberg, because there's so much. It's really, really cool. Grains and substrates, what are they? Well, you have to have a grain medium to start the whole process. So we either do that in the all-in-one bag, where we have the product, the grain medium along with the substrate, or we do bags of each separate. And again, designed to use in what people will call dub tubs or shoe boxes. And you can definitely, especially the top fruiting mushrooms like the royal oyster and even the lion's mane, which is the side fruiting mushroom. We top fruited that with an enormous flush, and I actually ate that for dinner last night. Man, it was good too. Delicious. So there's some simple rules, but when you're using the grain mediums, you'll get a higher yield, but you have to have the apparatuses to make them successful for you. So again, we'll talk about how to inoculate those. We can do a video on shoe boxes also. We can do that live and show you how to make them. They're really cheap. You can go to the dollar store, even though nothing's $1 anymore, and still get them for $1.25. It only takes 2. So that and some micropore tape, and you're all in good. News around the world. University of Michigan, U of M, is doing a study on fibromyalgia and psilocybin, which is very interesting, where they're finding that alleviates pain with people in their, the U of M, man, there's some big brains up there. So I think that's pretty cool. Oregon has its first public legal therapeutic psilocybin center open with over 3,000 people on the waiting list, and it's a lot of money. You can Google that one. I'm not going to discount it. For the people that are on that waiting list, good for you. But man, you got deep pockets, and there's no shortage of people lining up. So that's kind of interesting. Sad note: Roland Griffith, Dr. Griffith, who was with Johns Hopkins University for over 50 years. He was the guy that was able to propel that whole piece of that movement into back into the public eye back in 1999, and then as 2001 rolled through, actually got approval and FDA approval for the studies that we have evidence now, 23 and going on 4 years worth of evidence to look at the successes that have been proven with PTSD and addiction, certainly as in my case, and all a myriad of different what we would consider mental illnesses. And replacing SSRIs and antidepressants is not a topic that many people like to breach. But thank you to Dr. Griffith for doing that. And wow, I owe him a great deal of gratitude, because again, that saved my life. And I can't stress that enough. So back to Psychedelic Solutions, we've got all the gourmet mushrooms, and we can teach you how to grow those with Psychedelic Solutions and the results. If you have any questions about the cultures, the liquid lightning, whatever, fire it away. You can certainly reach us on our channel as well. And yeah, man, look forward to doing this. Thanks for your time, and I appreciate it.